Okay, maybe you can hear me now. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Uh, really hoping that worked. And maybe you can see me now. This has been a hell of a day, people. I'll tell you that. Okay, so maybe we're gonna get this advocacy out today. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me find my headphones, whatever I did with them. Really hoping that worked. And we will get this going. Maybe you can see me now. This has been a hell of a day, people. I'll tell you that. Okay, so maybe we're gonna get this advocacy. Okay. Whew. Thank goodness we finally made it back. Those who tuned in earlier had a freak storm come up and a power outage, killed the whole stream, everything. So I apologize. Alabama Power apologizes. But I'm glad there's. There's an echo. Hold on. How about that? Can you still hear me now? Okay. All right. Domino says it's gone, so hopefully that worked. Let me get my stories pulled back up here. Here they are. And let's see. We had talked earlier, but pretty much we're just going to do this all over again. Uh, if you went back and you watched the first part that Jay and I did, hey, thank you. But we're going to go over that same story again. Just real quick for the people that weren't able to make it, I want you to get all the information that you can. So that way you will have the information in hand to actually share with who you need to share it with. So, but talked about they released the PMTA for everybody to see, for everybody to look at, which is it's a good thing. So it's a good thing because people will know and people will be able to see what's going on, and they'll be able to know because you can actually get a copy of the PMTA for you to look at and for you to read over. I haven't read it just yet. I want to. I want to really sit down. It's hard for me to concentrate. I do have ADD, so it's hard for me to actually just sit down and read something. Uh, I do try though. So, but the PMTA guidelines. We talked earlier. We talked about this earlier, and the earlier that the company can get their items, whatever they are, e-liquid or uh, whatever it is, hardware. That's what the word I'm looking for, hardware. So, because hardware has to go through this too. It's not just an e-liquid thing. So, e-liquid and hardware, the quicker you can get it there, and the sooner you can get approval for it, you're going to kind of pave the way for everyone else that's going to come behind you, and I think that will make a huge difference. Okay, hold on, we got echo again. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Let me pull up my OBS. Oh, are we echoing, Domino, or are you just talking about double hearing? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, like I said, this has been an eventful day, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was something else go wrong. Hopefully there won't, but you never know. Life, YouTube, it's pretty much the same. I need to vape on something. I'll take this. Okay, so PMTA. So if the companies get in first, they will pave the way for the other companies. And one thing that I mentioned earlier, my all day vape is a strawberry lemonade. So whatever strawberry lemonade kind of goes through at first, it will more or less make it a little bit easier for the next company that has that strawberry lemonade, which I know there's probably, I don't know, 300 to 400 different strawberry lemonades you can find. So, I mean, that's good because everybody has different takes on it. Somebody do a, or some people like it where it's more strawberry. Some people like it more lemon. Some people like it with a little bit of, something different. Menthol. Coolada with a little mint. You know, strawberry watermelon on ice. That's kind of what I was thinking of. But it will make it a little bit easier for the company that can't get their PMTA in as fast as somebody else can. So, and the other side that we talked about earlier is you're going to pay for this PMTA, but then you have to pay for your own research to turn in for the PMTA. So you're paying all this, the company is paying all this money for the PMTA and then turning around and paying all this money for the uh, research, the investigation and research to turn in with their PMTA. To me, if you're going to pay for this PMTA, it should be all inclusive. You pay one price, and that way, whomever you're giving this PMTA to, the FDA picks a research company or a lab and sends it over there and says, here, we have these 640 things that we need analyzed. Here's everything they sent us. Here's a sample of their e-liquids. Analyze them all, send us the results. To me, that's the way it should go. The manufacturer, the company should not have to pay the U.S. government for a PMTA and then go out and pay an independent lab to do the research. I don't think that's fair. I understand they all want the lab to do the research. Perfectly fine with that, but they should be able to say, here's your money for your PMTA. Here's my sample of e-liquid for every e-liquid line that I have, and the company should be done at that point, in my opinion. Hopefully, they've done their research, and they've done this in the past where they've had a lab analyze everything, and they know kind of what the PMTA is looking for, and hopefully they won't submit something that they know is going to fail the PMTA. But we all know how a lot of these companies can get. They're kind of out there just for the almighty dollar, and a lot of those companies are going to go away. You'll get the real companies that want to serve their patrons, their customers. That's the kind of companies that we want around, and that's the kind of companies probably going to end up that we're just going to end up with. And I'm fine with that. I know a lot of them are going to go away, and a lot of them are still going to be there because there's so many. You go on an e-liquid website, and there's just tons and tons of different e-liquids. Now, I know a lot of them are, from the same manufacturer. They're just done a little bit differently. Everybody talks about Dripmore that has, 6 or 8 different lines and 10 flavors per line. And, I don't know if they'll be around or not. I highly doubt it. But some people love it, some people hate it. I'm not really a fan. Just to be honest, I've tried a few and just don't like them. So that's kind of where we are on the PMTA. If you really want to get in depth with that PMTA, go to the green room. Sean Typhon is very, very good at researching and digging real deep into those kind of things. And on Heavy Metal Vapor Show, I think was Wednesday night, and he had Charlie on there from the Hot Tub with Black Cat Whiteface. And he's very, very knowledgeable with that kind of thing too. So that'll be 2 things that I would watch. Go back and watch that from Wednesday, Heavy Metal Vapor Show on Wednesday, and the Green Room from Friday. They gave a lot of good information on that on both shows. So, all right, what are we looking into next here? Let me find my next story. Oh shoot, forget what it was. Oh, next story. I have to dedicate my shirt to this story. I got this shirt for Father's Day. And if any of you guys know, I was born in the '70s, so we had Muppets. So if y'all don't know the Swedish Chef, this is for you, San Francisco, Vert to Furt. So uh, if you don't know the Swedish Chef, please look him up on YouTube. Uh, then you will fully understand the shirt. So San Francisco, everybody probably knows, they are banning any e-cigarette device and all vape sales unless it's approved by the FDA. So until it's completed through the PMTA process, you cannot sell it in San Francisco. Now, the first question that popped into my mind, can you own it? Are you allowed to keep what you have? I hope you are. Uh, if not, hold on. If not, then how are they going to regulate that? I don't think they can come to my house and take all my vape gear for if I live in San Francisco. Uh, and I know they're probably not going to. They're probably not. No, Matt, my monitor's not on the ceiling. It's just right here. It just looks like I'm looking up high. It's probably 6 inches above. Here's the top of my laptop, and the bottom of my TV is like right there. Promise you it's not that high if you're sitting here at the desk. It just looks like I'm looking at the ceiling. Uh, so, sorry, I got distracted. I told you, man, ADD, it'll get you every time. So, we were talking about the. I'm so lost. I'm tired. But oh, San Francisco. That's where we are. Vert to Furt. So, that's my question. Are they going to try to outlaw what people already have? Uh, I understand that they're really screwing the smoker that wants to convert if they haven't converted already. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. Yeah, Domino got them ceiling mounted mirrors. I hear you, brother. Uh, I don't know how they're going to do that. If I know they're going to outlaw sales, so I don't know really what the vape community is going to do there unless they just go outside the city of San Francisco and then bring it back in. I don't know what all's around that area. I've never been there. I know some people that live out there, but I don't think I know anybody in that area necessarily. Uh, the, Another good show to watch. They talked about this too. Is That's What She Said. This is starting to sound like an advertisement for everybody else's show. Me coming on here, but I promise you, it's not. Hey, I will give credit where credit is due, and I won't take any credit that's not mine. So, but San Francisco, I don't really understand. The first question, there was a question that was posted on this article from Twitter, and it's from Jacob Greer, and he is tweeting at Dennis Herrera. And what it says is, "This is idiotic. Cigarettes kill more than 400,000 Americans a year, and San Francisco is banning the far safer product that competes with them." So, and I'm guessing Dennis Herrera is he's San Francisco city attorney. So, and it says San Francisco has never been afraid to lead. That will always be the case when the health of our children is on the line. Really? So you're going to take away a safer alternative because of an epidemic that comes down to people not being parents. Listen to me closely because this really pisses me off. Be parents to your children. They're your children. They're not your friends. They're not somebody you hang out with. You know, I don't give a damn if you've done it by yourself. I did it by myself for a long time. I've had custody of my now 19-year-old son since he was 16 months old. So don't give me some bullshit about I'm doing it by myself and I'm doing the best I can. I don't give a damn. Be a parent to your child. Don't try to be their friend. Okay? You can be nice to them. I fully agree with that. But be a damn parent. Okay, ran over. So, got a little ranty there and I apologize, but I am very passionate about this and I know you all know that. So, and I am very passionate about people taking care of their own children. I want you to be a parent to your kids, regardless of if it's about vaping, if it's about anything. I don't care. Be a parent. Don't be a friend. I understand. I fully do because I've been through it. But don't be stupid. Please just listen. Yes, Logan, I feel very much better. Uh, Sometimes you just got to get that stuff off your chest, man. You got to. And here's the thing: if you're a parent and you find your teen, high school or whatever, with a vaping device, okay, find out about it, research it, take the time to understand what it is. Don't just freak out about it. Don't do that because you freaking out about it's going to upset your child. It's going to upset other people in your household. A lot of people, I have 4 children. I know a lot of people have multiple kids. So, me getting angry at I have a 16-year-old still at home. So, and a 7-year-old. So, if I get angry at the 16-year-old, the 7-year-old gets upset. He doesn't like to see his brother getting in trouble. That kind of happens. But he also doesn't like to see his 16-year-old brother get angry at his mama because he'll defend his mama even though he's only 7 years old. So, you want to explain what's going on. You want them to explain, why do you have this? Number one. And I want you to understand what this is. My kids know about, vaping because I have a desk full of shit right here that, I've showed them, hey, look at this. This is cool looking. This is something new that I got. But they also understand what it is. They understand that I use this as a tool to stop combustible cigarettes. That's how it started. And I believe that's how 99% of the people in this chat started. So we use this as a tool to stop combustible cigarettes. And now it's kind of grown into a hobby. I'll agree with that. But there's some people that never take it that far. We just do because we started loving what we're doing. We loved, playing with this and, changing around this and taking this apart and just figuring that kind of thing out. But they need to understand that that's not for getting a buzz. That's not for, being looking cool in front of your friends. Hey, baby, you want to come over to my house? It's not what it's about. It's about a nicotine replacement. That's pretty much what we started using it for. And so if you're a parent and you're not a vapor and you're not a smoker, you never have been, you need to investigate and you need to go on YouTube, call the vape shop that, there's got to be one close to you within reason that you can at least call. Just about every, I would say, there's not a cell phone out there now that charges you long distance. You can call just about anywhere in the continental United States and it costs you minutes on your phone. So I don't want to hear any bullshit about it. So, okay, now, I totally went off subject and I apologize, but let me find out where I was and we'll move forward. So, San Francisco is where we were. So, banning everything except what is PMTA approved. So, we all know that there is one PMTA approved device, and it's the IQOS. That's the only thing that's PMTA approved. So if you're in San Francisco, that's all you can get. I don't know when this goes into effect. Uh, I didn't really read the whole thing to find that out. Uh, Let me see if it says in here. It doesn't really says. It doesn't really says. It doesn't really say. It doesn't really say when it's going into effect, but uh, I have a feeling it's going to be quick. If they've made it this far, and they're already saying, "Hey, this is going to happen. This is how it's going to happen," and I just have a feeling it's probably going to be pretty fast uh, that they're going to get that in there. So let's hope that this will be used as a tool for us. And I know that sounds weird. Heavy pointed out on his show the other night that there's a lot of vapors that are just lazy asses and they want to sit back and vape. Okay? Do it. Be a lazy ass. Sit on your ass and vape and not do anything about it. With, I don't know, a year from now, what are you going to do? You're not going to have a vape because it's going to be outlawed. So get off your ass and say something. Hopefully this will reach one person, and one person will see this and decide, I got to do something. And it will inspire them to get off your ass and do something. I know I would say 99.9% of people in this chat right now, they advocate, they're activists in this community, and they do their best to get the word out there. Okay? There's 7 people in the chat. And I would say just about all of them are out there doing it. Hold on. What you got, Connie? With the PMTA mod approval, do you think they are going to have internal batteries? Or do you think they'll sell batteries with the mod? If they sell batteries with the mod, it will pass. Connie, on that, I would say regulated devices will be easier to get through that process. And I don't really know that. Mech mods have no protection. It's tough because we don't know. But I think they're looking for protection, and I think that's kind of where it's going to lead to, is internal batteries with regulated devices. I really don't know what's worse, because I've seen a regular battery vent, and I've seen a lithium, a lipo battery. Excuse me. I've seen a lipo battery vent. And honestly, the lipo battery looks a lot worse than than a regular battery does. Now that's just by itself. Uh, I don't know how it would do in a device, because I'm not willing to do that. Just to be honest, I'm not willing to take the chance to try to do that. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more of the internal batteries, simply because they can offer the protection that the PMTA is looking for. I still think there will be a way to get your mechanical mods. I don't want to discuss that on here. So if if anybody wants to know, you can feel free to talk to me. I think there people will make ways around it. We'll just put it that way. If you think about what a mech mod is, it's pretty much just metal pipe. So shipping manifest says metal pipe, that's what it is. Regardless what you do with it once you get it, it's a little different. So that's kind of where I am. Yeah, lithium polymer batteries. They're used a lot in uh, RC cars, and I've seen RC cars overheat. I've got a buddy of mine that does a lot of that stuff, and I've seen them overheat and start. It's more or less like a gas explosion. It's not. I don't think it's really as violent as a mech mod would be if the battery happened to vent. So yes, Connie, I think we all know that by now, but I'm just kind of wanting to point that out. But uh, so where we are now with this PMTA, and I in a way I understand why they're doing it, and you know, but in a way it's one of those things where you're just going overboard. Understand they want to know what you're putting in your body, and there was a good question brought up to me about you know vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol we take into our body all the time, but it's into our stomach. Somebody asked me, well, what is there a difference taking it into your lungs and taking it into your stomach? And I didn't know. So it was one of those that I really need to, yeah, domino, like the Note 7s. Uh, I really need to do research on that and see what the difference is. And I think Logan has, yeah, Logan says there's no other reason than protecting tobacco money. So, what's up, Matt? Hold on. You took over my screen. Let's see here. Don't know why it only shows you and not me. Can you hear me, Matt?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out why
Yeah, I see.
it's only showing you and not me. That's weird. I've never seen Zoom do this before.
Uh-oh. Screwed up the stream. I can hear you. You can hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you just fine. So let me see here. That doesn't work. I don't know what's going on. That's weird.
Uh,
'Cause usually it'll show us side by side.
huh.
That's kind of weird.
I was hearing you, but I was hearing you through your live stream on YouTube, so I'm trying to see what I did wrong on that.
Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, on the Zoom meeting screen, I can obviously see you blown up and then myself. Uh,
Oh, that's so weird.
so weird.
Let's see. Sorry, guys. This is not usual. Oh, what happened? Now we lost Matt. So okay, sorry. I have no idea why it's doing that. Normally people just jump into Zoom and it kind of bounces back and forth like you can have more than one person in here. I don't know what the deal is. So sorry about that. Uh, maybe we can try that again. maybe another time. But we will. Let's see. We'll work on that later. I want to get this news out here. So yeah, 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 Logan. Welcome to Zoom Room Troubleshooting. So we'll do what we can. We'll try to make it happen. Uh, anyway, so back to the oh, there's one more thing that I wanted to get out there that I saw this the other day, and for all you Subida people, they are. Oh, Matt's back. So real quick, while I was talking, the House has passed an amendment pushing FDA to regulate Subida. So this is off of Vaping Magazine, Angela Garrity. So they reported that the House had passed an amendment pushing the FDA to regulate Subida. So I don't know, how that's going to go and what's going to happen with that, but hopefully that that won't happen. So, whoops.
All right, let's try this again.
Yeah, it's still just showing you. I don't know what it is.
Well, maybe I can pop off and then we can try and redo this another day so you can continue on with the stream.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it again some other time, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'll jump off and maybe we can set something up another time.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Matt. Okay. So we will eventually get all this fixed. So I've never seen Zoom do that, so I have no earthly idea what it's doing. But let me get back to here. Uh, hey, I'm sorry, Matt. I apologize. So they're looking now past vaping and want to get into the Subida range. So yeah, and I agree with that, Connie. There is a lot of there's a lot of companies that are jumping into the Subida stuff. So and I understand why they do it. There's there's money to be made there, and it's an easy sale. It really is. And, we're making something that can help you. It's herbal, and it's not a prescription. It's something that I know people that use it. I've thought about using it myself just for anxiety and things like that because I've heard that there's a lot of positives that can come out of it. Maybe I could drop an anxiety medication. So yeah, money grabbing. I don't know if it's necessarily a money grab, but I do understand why people would get into it. So uh, that's really all. I don't want to go into a lot of detail. Yeah, I don't want to go overboard, about that because I don't want my first live video to be taken down off of YouTube because I talked about that too much. So yeah, I figured at Vape Showcase there would be a lot, and yeah, Connie, earlier I was talking about you showing up at Vape Showcase. Uh, I know you said last night that you weren't going to be able to make it, and then Jay had told me earlier today that you just walked up behind him and said, "Hey, everybody." So uh, I'm glad you did make it, and I hate it that I'm not there. I had every plan in place to go, and the roof on my house decided I didn't need to go. So, but it is fixed now. They spent it was crazy because they showed up at 6 o'clock Tuesday morning. They were here till 7:30 Tuesday night, or yeah, Tuesday night. They came back Wednesday morning for 2 hours, and the whole roof had been removed, replaced, and it's perfect. So I'm talking about Them boys put in some work. So it's crazy how fast they can do that. Yeah. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't on fire, Logan. If it was on fire, I would have had to spend a whole lot more money, and I didn't want to do that to begin with. So, but that's really all the news and advocacy I've got right now. The last episode of Advocacy versus Activism was this week. I think next week I really want to look at FDA funding versus some other government affiliated programs. OSHA. Uh, Definitely not digging into Medicare and SSI. That's totally screwed up anyway. So I would rather just completely stay away from that. But I want to look at some other federally funded programs and kind of dig into that information a little bit and see where the majority of their funding comes from. That's out there. I know there's a lot of it that we can't see. So yes, yes, Logan, I had to have very heavy roof budget hands. Uh, it hurt to write the check for the roof. I'll just be honest with you. So that was, but it had to happen. So that's the disadvantage of being a homeowner, but the advantage is it's mine. So, but I want to look at what I can find about FDA budgets versus what I can find about other government uh, offices' budgets. There's always been things said that OSHA's funded by their fines and the fines that they levy, and I want to look at that and I want to find that out. Because if it is, then FDA needs to be funded the same way. I believe that with that aspect, that they would enforce their rules. T21 wouldn't even be needed because every place out there would be so scared to sell to a minor that they would ID you even if you were 50 and look 70. They wouldn't care. They would want to see your ID because if they let one through, their fine would be so astronomical that the company wouldn't know what to do. And I think that's the way the FDA should be structured. I understand they do need funding for certain things. Uh, there's things out there that will get grants and things like that. Perfectly fine. But any funding for, say the vaping restrictions or the PMTA funding, you know, all that could be paid for with fines. We've Jay and I talked on a Weekend Wisdom before about Walgreens. Uh, taking all the vaping devices out of their stores. They kept combustible cigarettes, but got rid of all the vaping stuff, and then turned around and went T21. Well, they did that to, I guess, pacify the FDA, and uh, because I think they had 10,000 stores and they had been busted by the FDA 1,800 times. Why are they still in business, FDA? Why have there not been so many fines levied on Walgreens that now they're broke greens? That's what they should be. They should not be in business any longer. I calculated it that day, and I think it was uh, there was 1,800 fines over 10,000 stores, and I believe it came out to like 19.3%. So you're looking at 19, almost 20% of your stores have been busted for selling tobacco products to underage people. So you tell me, and this may get a little ranty again. Some of you liked it, so we may go there again. So you tell me how that place is still in business. How are they still allowed to sell anything? The other side of it, you're a pharmacy. How do I supposed to know that you're not selling drugs out of the back? You have access to all these drugs, and you're taking all your vaping devices off the shelves because you've been busted 1,800 times for selling to a minor. You shouldn't even have a business license anymore. That's just me. So we can go back to the parents not being parents. You know, that's the only reason the damn kids in there buying a vape or any other thing that they're not supposed to buy, because the parents aren't being parents. So they're trying to be buddies. Hey man, you want a vape? I'll go buy you one. No, dumbass, don't do it. So I'm not. I promise I'm not getting back on that. I'm gonna stay with this. So this is fun. I love getting on here with you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Uh, but man, I greatly appreciate everybody that took time to come in, and everybody that took time to say hi in the chat. Uh, and man, I thank every one of you. Everybody, make sure to let your voice be heard in everything that you do. Any questions that you have, please contact me. Any information you need, if you have an idea for something that you want me to look into, please do. Please let me know. Find a way to message me. I'm on Instagram. Uh, I'm Shane Oakley on Facebook if you can find me. I don't really have a link to that. You can leave a comment here, and I'll get a hold of you. There's Discord, Vape Stew Discord and Rising Vape Discord that I'm a part of. You can hit me up on there. Uh, man, I love each and every one of y'all, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. So, thank you again all for tuning in, and I hope to see y'all next time. And always remember, let your voice be heard.